Welcome. We are good.
I'm so glad to be here. You guys, thank you for tuning into Flowers and Friends Talk Show, where you can watch all of the creatives from Bloom TV Network here live every single Friday at 12 o'clock Central. I'm not going to go through all the time zones because I'll get it wrong while the camera's on me. But my name's Dion Woods. I'm the owner and artist of the Turquoise Iris, and I am a coach to creatives, and I do a lot of painting as well.
Hi, Dion. Hi, I'm Ana Galena. I am a floral designer, but mostly I'm an ambassador for the magic of flowers. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the premiere of my pilot series that is coming up this Sunday. So please stay tuned. We have here with us our dear Kara.
Hello, I'm Kara Jameson, also one of the co-hosts for the Flowers and Friends Talk Show for Bloom TV. I am a cut flower grower, an educator, and a floral designer too, and I just love chatting all things flowers. Today we have a really fun show for you. Let's play our intro video first so we can get into the show.
Yes, let's do my song.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm still dancing.
That was not the clip. That was the end. Okay, here we go.
I miss you. Let me tell you why. I had such an interesting week over here at the Woods' house.
Oh.
So we had a few extra visitors this week.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. You want to hear?
Yes. Tell me about this.
So let me just see if you can figure this out. First, we started our week with some additional critters.
Oh.
And they're still hanging out.
Oh no! Do you have mice in your attic?
No, I wish it were mice, because if it were mice, it would have already been taken care of. But they can't quite identify what it is. So they're going to come back on Monday. I've been waiting all week. So every once in a while, I'm sitting here and I'm like,
oh no! What is it? I bet it's squirrels.
It could be squirrels. It could be a raccoon. But when it first landed in the attic, I was positive that it was a human body because of the sounds. Okay. And since then, we've had a flamingo join us, a unicorn, and a mermaid.
Oh. Wait. What? How do I get a flamingo?
You've got to pull all the stops when you're wanting to do a reel and you're wanting to really do a reel. And so the pool is loaded up with a unicorn, floaty, and a flamingo. But I'm going to tell you what brought me so much joy this morning when I looked outside and those little critters are floating around in the pool. And anyway, we've had some extras. So how have you guys been this week?
It's been an exciting week for me. I'm preparing for this Sunday's premiere, so I've been hosting a lot of interviews, doing a lot of lives. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yay! Well, I've had a fun week. I'm preparing for a wedding this weekend, and I custom grow a lot of the flowers. I do have to source flowers from other places, but thought I would show you. This is exciting. So in a couple of weeks, we're going to have a guest named Sunflower Steve on, and he is a sunflower breeder. And I actually planted these flowers in early July to time it perfectly for the wedding that I'm designing for this weekend. And they just started blooming, and they all look very different. And so it's really fun to wake up every morning and go look at the flower field and see what has bloomed, because I've never grown these before. These seeds will be offered to the public in 2023. And he's going to tell us all about this when he comes on the show in a couple of weeks. But that's what I've been up to this week.
And can I see that sunflower again? Is it two-headed?
No.
Or are you holding two?
No, I'm only holding one.
Oh my!
It's extraordinary.
Yes.
It's
just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just extraordinary. I haven't seen anything like that. Anna, I am signed up and ready to watch your premiere on Sunday at 1:00 Central. I put it on the family calendar, so no interruptions, people. And Kara, when you posted those, I'm in love with those. And now I'm going to have to get my paintbrush and canvas back out. I'm also, I'm ready to show you all. I'm going to wait just a minute because we want to talk about last week's show really quickly because all of us were completely inspired by the ice buckets. Right. And I challenged myself. I knew it was going to be a little bit difficult for me because it was going to put me into a recipe. And for some reason, I resist recipes.
I do too. Yeah.
What is that? I don't know, but I have one. But before we get started, because I know a lot of you might have missed last week's show, we're going to run our little video clip.
Oh, yeah.
So let's check that out real quickly.
You can see the whole center of the flower. So I think that looks really beautiful. You don't have to do that. I've done them where, again, I told you my first one, when I look back at the picture, it was from like book club a couple years ago. I mean, it was like, and I was like, this is amazing. And that's when I started making them. And I was like, so like I look back at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks terrible to me now. But there is no wrong way because they're flowers and they look so pretty. And it doesn't take a lot of effort, but to me, it has such a huge impact when it's sitting on the table. And what bottle of wine doesn't look better inside of a bucket with flowers?
Inspired all of us to want to make something inspired by you. And so collectively, we went to the grocery store and we gathered up everything we needed for our own orange Julius.
Oh, I love it. They're so good.
I don't know if mine's that good, but I had so much fun. And I laid out things and I was like, I'm going to be like Christy. And I just wanted you to know that together we did this in honor of you today. And we made orange Julius's.
Oh my God, this has been so exciting. I made 3 ice buckets.
Three? Wow.
I'm going to show them to you because I'm getting ready for the premiere. And I'm going to have like 50 people over at my house. We're going to be celebrating with champagne. So I need to have several stations. So here's the first one.
Oh,
that's
sunflowers.
Beautiful.
It has sunflowers and gladiolas.
Oh my goodness. Cool. Beautiful.
And then I have another one that is only sunflowers.
Oh, those have deeper centers. Like your sunflower is a little bit different, and I can see more of the variation of the orange with that. Yeah. I love how yours turned out. And then you have a third one. You're kind of a bit of an overachiever, huh?
I have another one with bougainvillea.
The bougainvillea, look, it matches me.
Oh, I love
it. But see clearly, look at this. There's a curve. You can see that my fridge is not stable. It must be curved. so I'm like, how about
yours? I'm going to tell you yours. I think yours are beautiful. I'm a little concerned that I may have flunked the assignment.
You didn't flunk the assignment.
I mean, it's technically I did it, but it's kind of maybe I didn't.
A paint can.
Well,
that is perfect. You did not flunk the assignment.
I have a lot of them around, you know.
Not what you need.
You're a creative. Oh, it's so beautiful, Dion.
Oh, look at the center of it. Oh, wow.
Well, and I didn't plan on matching my hibiscus either, but you all, I think, here's what I learned. Don't use metal in the center. So I'm going to give myself not a flunking grade, but I am going to give myself a D because if I listened to the instructions, Christy actually said maybe not use metal, but I didn't. I missed that part.
Yeah. Right.
So we'll give myself a D. And I probably, for a flower this big, next time I will do a larger bucket. Like Anna, yours buckets looked a little bit bigger than mine.
Okay, I made
what did you guys
an actual ice bucket holder.
Oh.
And I put a ceramic pot in the center. So
okay.
I wasn't able to see how my flowers were, but and that's why they're kind of not perfect, but that's okay. And I really enjoyed it. Taking them out was really hard. The first one broke, but then Christy told me just put it back in the freezer and it might glue itself together. It's not glue, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it did.
It did. Oh, that's good to know. Okay.
Well, I can't get the center out. We left that out for like 45 minutes and I still could not get the metal out. So I'm thinking plastic would have been better, but she said use what's around the house. So let's just say it's Christy's fault because she's not here today.
No.
Yes, let's do that.
No.
But I think the best part is like tell every week. You need trial and error, see what works for you. As we know, metal does not work. So please, everyone, if you're gonna try this at home, don't use metal.
I love it. Well, I plan on, I feel like I failed the assignment because I didn't do one this week. Busy mom to 4 kids, homeschool, running a farm. I didn't find time for it this week, but I plan to next week after this weekend. So I planted a sunflower field for the public at my church. And so I'm doing that this weekend plus doing a wedding. So we will do the flower bucket next week.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're going to give you a pass on this week, Karen, because I know the homeschooling, I know you started back to school and you have a lot going on, and I'm going to try that again. It really was a lot of fun, and I appreciate Christy. I've been following her on Instagram and just kind of soaking up everything that I'm learning from her. Kind of like our girl Anna. So we're gonna nickname Anna Galena over here today. We're gonna call her Anna G.
Anna G.
And we're gonna have our beautiful guest on today. Anna Bianchi is going to be joining us, and she is AKA Anna Loves Color. So let's pull her up today. Hello, my friend.
Hi, how are you?
Hello,
Thank you for having me.
Anna.
Yay, we're so happy you're here.
Yeah, me too.
Anna is okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about her before she gets started in on her segment. So what she told us is her heart is part of her garden, like her garden and her are connected. But what she's been able to do is build her business and her creative business around being an artist, a designer, an illustrator. She kind of zones in on surface design, toys, her colorful art, illustrator, author, children's books. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But overall, everything that she does is centered around flowers, which is why she's one of our newest Bloom TV experts. I'm so glad you're here, Anna.
Hi, thank you for having me. Yeah, I mean, my whole life I've been making art and drawing, and I've been obsessed about color ever since I was like a little girl. And my mom actually was like one of the most talented floral arrangers, a self-made gardener. She was like a flower person extraordinaire. So I grew up around her doing her flower shows and judging flower shows and everything. You know, you picture the scene of these ladies. Sure. And in the meantime, I was just drawing and making all kinds of things. And, you know, I do a bunch of different things, but because I'm just obsessed about creating beautiful things. But, you know, there is a place in my heart that is very connected to the garden. I lived in apartment buildings for like many years. I used to be in New York City. And then I moved to California. I was finally able to have a garden. Yeah. And the garden has become like an extension of my own studio. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's interesting because when we were in lockdown, I ended up starting a series, a personal project that now it's hopefully becoming a book and more other things that connected my art practice with my obsession with gardening. And this project is called Color Flora. And basically what I did for...
Here. Can I show them while you...
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. These are beautiful.
We have some images here for you guys to take a look at.
So these are the kind of things that I spend doing like a whole year. I have thousands of images like these. And it was basically, I was cutting whatever was blooming or fruiting or dying in my garden, you know, like in the fall or in the winter. I would create these color blobs of foliage or flowers or tomatoes or whatever was happening out there, and then create a color palette for it. So, you know, doing this really made me a much better gardener, but also deepened my practice with color. It's like, there's like thousands of palettes and thousands of possibilities that just happen within the confines of my yard. And, you know, so, you know, just that love for color and that just for the flowers, I think it just opened like a new avenue for me creatively.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's amazing how the garden inspires us, because I saw that too with my gardens. I saw me just walking through the gardens and seeing what is in bloom really inspired me to create floral designs. And I actually didn't know that I love to design and create like that until I really started planting the gardens. And so your gardens, you must have a whole lot of plants, because that is a lot of different flowers that you have there.
So every year is very different. I mean, I'm in Northern California, so obviously it's very challenging in the summer with the drought. And I'm learning to garden this particular garden. That year, I was like in the garden all the time, growing seeds and planting baby plants and doing a lot of things because I was
hold on.
We're having a little bit of audio issue.
Oh, okay.
We didn't hear that last sentence.
No, that some years I have a lot of plants and some years I have to deal with critters. This is the year that I'm dealing with critters. So, it's not as bloomericious. Is that even a word?
Yes.
As other years.
Right. Yes, I understand that. I know where I live, we haven't had a lot of rain. It's been like 100 degrees. And so I've definitely noticed some of the plants have suffered. But that's the beauty of growing a garden, because mine look different every year.
Yeah.
So you really can be inspired with different colors. I'd love to know the color swatches that we just saw of yours. Mm-hmm. Is that like once a month that you did one of those?
No, actually, I mean, I was...
Daffodils. Oh.
Looks like we lost Anna. So
hopefully she'll be right back on.
There she is.
Perfect. Sorry.
There she is. Okay.
Don't worry.
Basically, I was photographing flowers or leaves or whatever on a almost daily basis, regular basis, and I would just focus on the photos and the photos and the photos. Okay. And at some point, I said, okay, enough already. I've been photographing this garden for 15 months through basically 5 seasons. Time to start working with the color. So I started with the first batch of color palettes. I made selections of like the photos that I like the most. And then I have a first batch of 100 color palettes. Wow. And of course, there's many more photos I could, dissect into colors. But now I'm sort of like playing with those palettes, creating illustrations or creating textiles or surface design or, whatever comes my way.
Okay.
Well, Anna has a really fun project. So those of you tuning in, be sure you tag your friends, because she has put together a really fun project. And she says that this works for every one of us at different levels, right, Anna? You promised.
Yes, promised.
When should we expect your book to come out?
Well, I hope soon. I'm still trying to find the perfect publisher. So I'm in the early stages of sending out proposals to publishers. So hopefully somebody will say, this is so beautiful. This is a great gift. And this is also an inspiration for all kinds of creatives. Because I can see like floral artists getting inspiration from these colors, and wedding planners and designers and illustrators. So hopefully, I'll find the right publisher, because I think this could be a really beautiful book.
Well, I noticed something about your color swatches, Anna, and I'm sure, ladies, there's something that was consistent, and I'm going to see if the ladies agree with your color swatches. For me, when I look at them, they're very joyful. Like there's a lot of energy and they're very bright. And that, my friend, I do see some darker tones, but they're still very energetic. And of course, that's the kind of artist that I am. It's the very colorful. So, I mean, when I see them on the screen, I'm like, oh, so I'd buy your book, Anna. I promise. I would love to see just the pages flipping through.
Yeah, well, hopefully I can also put together some merch for people to buy, because these would be beautiful prints for the walls of anybody's house.
Mm-hmm. All right, so tell me, with these colors that you've come up with, what do you do with these colors in particular?
Well, I use them for inspiration. If I'm doing, let's say, a surface design to design a fabric, I may go back to those colors for inspiration.
Okay, hold on. Anna.
We'll give it just a minute. I think she'll come back in just a minute. Let's try maybe removing Anna from the screen and bringing her back in.
Sorry, Anna, your audio got lost. Let's try again. Hi. No, I think you'll need to go and come back again. Part of technology, but yes, why don't you come out of the platform and then come back again? You ladies think that would help?
Yeah,
Yep.
hopefully so.
Okay.
That happens with technology. If we've learned anything with doing this talk show, it is to be patient with technology and give yourself time to figure it out.
Oh,
You know, it's almost like there's we're picking up someone's audio from somewhere else.
No, we cannot hear you, Anna, and we're so eager to learn.
Let's see.
Anna, it might be best if you actually signed out and come back into the restream and let's.
Oh, we hear you too.
Oh, wait.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we are back on.
Yes.
Kind of.
Sorry. Do you want me to leave and come back?
Yes.
Let's do
What
that.
do you think, girls?
Yeah, hopefully it will.
Let's give that a shot.
Hopefully it will. Okay, let's take a look in the comments right here because we've had a lot of comments fly by. Let's say hello here. We have Josie, we have Joan, Erica, Renee, Tasha, Jacqueline, woo, Carrie, Carmen. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen that are joining us, if you will do us a favor and tag anyone you know that loves flowers, which that's probably a lot of people, but at least let them know we're still trying to really build this show and bring awareness to Bloom TV. We are on all social media platforms. We are going and we're growing, and you have 20 people in here. Thank you, Melissa. We're trying to bring awareness and bring a focus to all of the creatives, just like Anna, who are centering their entire art around the flower and the beauty of it.
So since I come back.
Yes, we're working.
Back?
Okay.
Let's dive into your project.
Perfect. Yeah. So let's get started. So what I want to share with you is something that is super simple to make and also super cheap. So, and these are like rubber stamps that you can use to create, you're going to be hand carving rubber stamps to create stationery or fabric or wrapping paper. This is like a really fun thing to do. And you can do it whether you're like a very advanced artist or if you're just starting. For the materials, actually, let me show you something. So the look that this is going to create is what in the olden days was like a woodcut. So this is a piece of wood that I carved many years ago. You see, like the image is reversed. You see,
Anna.
Chunky piece of wood this is pear wood. And this is how it was always done since, I don't know, like medieval times. This is really hard to carve.
You carved this? You did this?
Yeah, because I wanted to be like, like do rare and create like wood prints. And this prints beautiful stuff. But this is hard. This will give you arthritis.
Incredible.
So in modern times, they came up with linoleum. So you see here it has like fabric in the back, and in the front is like the linoleum. So people started carving the linoleum to make lino cuts to print with this. But now there is something even better, which is carving on erasers. So this is like your run-of-the-mill little eraser that you buy.
Okay.
If you want to make little ones, a regular, it doesn't even matter if it's used. A regular one, you see, like, for example, these leaves, I carved out of an eraser like this.
Oh, wow.
Or you can buy these bigger ones. I mean, they make it in all sizes. This is the same material. You see, it's by Speedball.
And you just buy that by the sheets?
Yeah, you can buy they come in all kinds of sizes. I buy, you will see why I buy the big sheets in a minute. But these things, whether you use the eraser, which is like $1, or you use these bigger, more professional things, the result is really the same. So why don't we get started? Let me pull out my.
Well, again, this happens to me every week. I'm never going to look at an eraser the same way. Ever.
No, totally.
Happens every time.
Remember we used to do like in preschool, like stamps made out of potatoes?
Yes.
Except this doesn't have like the gross, starch and the water that comes out from the potato after a while. Yes. But it's really like the same thing. So this can be done with kids. So I'm gonna jump right into the tutorial. And the first thing is, just use your sketchbook to draw some things. In this case, I'm gonna do some flowers. And because of the nature of the project, you don't need to do like hyper realistic. You don't need to go super crazy with the details because you're going to be carving out a lot of those details.
Okay. I like that we don't have to do too many details because I'm thinking that carving sounds a little intimidating.
Yeah, no, this can be, as simple as you want it because it's going to look really awesome anyway. And it can even be very crude. It can be tiny without not a lot of details, and then you just go crazy stamping all over. And this is your magic tool. This thing, I think it costs like $7 or $10. So this little this little tool comes, let me just run through these tips. So it comes with, sort of like a bigger carving tip. It's these little things you will that you insert.
Where do I get one of these, Anna? Where do I buy this?
I saw them, in any art store, but I'm not crazy about buying everything on Amazon, but Amazon has it. But in any art store, this is called how do they call it? Like lino cut or carving for lino cut.
Okay.
So there's like a very pointy V1. Let me see. I don't know if you can see. This one is for details. The other one, the fat one, is to carve out the excess. And then there's these like sharp knives. So I'm going to be using all of them so that you can see what they do. So once you have your drawings, the first step, let me put this thing in place. So you see, you just put it in here, you secure it.
Okay.
And it's ready to go.
Okay. And it's battery powered.
No. This is hand powered. This has no battery.
Oh, I have to do all the work too?
Exactly. So this is ready to go. So the first thing is that with a pen, with a regular ballpoint pen, you trace your flowers or whatever you are doing. And you see, it's like, they are sort of simple and you can add details or you can leave them simple. So this is the first step. This is a chunk of that big thing, but you can also do one flower at a time per eraser.
Okay.
The second thing I do, and you see, so obviously, this thing is called washable. This is one of those ink pads for kids. I can tell you, this thing is not washable completely.
Okay.
So I'm going to get my finger dirty, and you will understand why I'm doing this mess in a second. And then I'll just make everything slightly pink. Okay. And you see, it covers the whiteness of the eraser, but doesn't cover completely the lines I traced. And now I'm going to start carving. So I'm using the really sharp one.
Okay.
And the first thing I'm going to do is carve out the silhouette of the flower.
Anna, do you mind if we tilted the camera just a little bit down?
No, not at all. Let me come.
Are you able to do that?
I think so. If you don't mind my close up.
Well, part of the project is cut off, and several of people have asked if we could see a little bit better.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I'm fighting with this tripod.
That's perfect. Perfect.
There we go. Okay. Oh,
all of your stamps.
Oh, there's a bunch of stamps down there.
Yeah. Those are the ones that I've been using for a while. So, so here we go. Can you see it better? Let me see. I think
yes, ma'am.
I think this will help. Yes, here we go. So here I have like this simple flower.
Okay.
So I'm going to start carving. You see how I'm pushing? You're going to get a lot of these little debris thingies. So I'm going to go around the whole silhouette. of the flower. And believe me, this is way better than carving on wood, because this is like
Oh yeah.
so soft and easy. However, be careful not to push. This can still snap and you can hurt yourself.
Okay.
So, just position your hands in a way that doesn't, you're not at risk, and you don't need to apply a lot of force.
Okay. Otherwise, I'm worried that I would pierce it.
No, because this thing is really thick. And
Okay.
look at the size of the shavings that I'm getting. They are like really thin.
Little.
I mean, as you start carving, and it's easy. And if you make a mistake, probably it's not even a mistake. You can get back to it and improvise with it.
Wow.
So now that I carved the silhouette, you can see why I painted it pink.
Yes. So
I
you
can really see where I'm going.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So, you can just keep on carving. So I'm going to do a few things on this flower just so that you can see the things that can happen. So if you can create a little bit of texture of the petals, some things are easier to do than others. Here I did the center.
Okay. So I was picturing that you were going to scoop out the entire petal, but you're actually just lining the flower.
Yeah, or creating little textures or details. You see here, I carved a few more details on the flower.
Okay, I'm getting it now. I'm getting it. I see.
Because basically, the surface that looks pink right now is the area that will receive the ink. And that's the part that when you stamp it on paper, that's the part that is going to make the mark. So basically, let me jump ahead in these things for the sake of time. So for example, here I carved all the silhouettes on the whole piece, right?
Yes, very cool.
And then if I jump one more step, then I carve out all the rest.
Wow.
Oh.
Pretty.
And you can see, even in that sunflower, I did like little crisscross on the center. In the pansy, I did some volume on the leaves. But these other things, I left them very simple.
Yeah, I love how you're doing that. So you would take something like that, and what would you apply it to? Fabric? Paper?
You can, depending on which, you would need a bunch of, so let me pull out the paper so that we can start stamping, because that's when things get really fun.
Yeah.
and just because I'm, a little bit of an obsessed artist, and I love my plant books, I'm going to be carving this one. This one is much more complex for later, so that I can put it like, an ex libris. Remember what an ex libris is? It's like an old-fashioned stamp that you would put on your books to identify that is your book and nobody can take it.
Oh.
So you would stamp these sort of like in the first page of a book to mark the books in your library. And something that is very important, and that's why I'm showing you this right now, is two things. You see how the letters are reversed? Remember, this thing is going to print, and then you want this to be the positive. This is the negative. So if you do any kind of lettering, it needs to be reversed. This is very important.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so, I think I would probably get that wrong.
Oh, let me
laugh about it.
This is a little important thing that we have to do. So once you have like all the pieces carved,
yes.
If you are using one of the big thingies, is you need to cut them separate. So that's what this other sort of knifey looking dangerous bit looks like.
Danger.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so beautiful, and I'm just admiring this tabletop.
Yeah.
I'm a furniture artist, so I'm looking at the green chippiness, and I'm like, oh, that green just looks so wonderful with your pink stamp sitting on top of it. What a beautiful image right here that we have.
Tell me.
I want to show the viewers something real quick. Tell me, I'm going to put one of your pictures on the screen right here.
Perfect.
This.
Exactly.
So you carved, this was all carved by stamps.
Yeah, like here's one a bug. Let me get in the center. Here's a bug. Okay. Here's a butterfly. Here's a little flower. And like with that piece of art that I did originally on paper, I ended up turning it into a repeat pattern that then was produced with fabric that then I used in one of the dresses of a clothing line I have for little kids.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
So, that had a lot of animals. Here I'm doing a lot of florals. And so you see how I have all of these here, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
Now what we need to do is cut them individually.
Okay, you're applying a little bit of muscle there, I noticed. So
Yeah, because I have to cut it. That's why I'm putting cardboard underneath so that I don't damage my already historically damaged table. Now, let me come really close up. So you see how when I carve all these things around, there's a little bit of texture. Sometimes a little bit of that texture picks up when you are putting the ink. You may live with that because that really gives it the woodcut look, or you can trim it so that you only have your flower.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got some questions from the viewers right now. Kara, you want to read a few of those and see if we can help the viewers get some answers?
Yeah, so there's several questions. Okay, is the white pad a large eraser?
Basically, is a very similar material. So these white erasers are made out of high polymer something. Like these are called, you see, high polymer eraser.
High polymer erasers. Okay.
I mean, it's the regular white erasers. The big pad, let me see what it says in the label.
We'll put that down in the comments as well. Shelly, if you will put that down in the comments for the people that are watching the replay, that'll be helpful too.
Yeah, so this big thing, and this is the same thing, but I bought it in this size, the one that I'm going to use for the sleeves. This thing is just called Speedy Cut.
Okay, and you can buy those
in art stores.
Okay.
In any art store, really.
Is it an X-Acto knife? Is that what it's called?
No, this is not an X-Acto knife. This is for wood carving. It's also made by Speedball, and it's a carving tool for lino cuts, like linoleum cuts.
So someone in the comment said Speedy Cut. Perhaps that's the name of it.
The Speedy Cut is this material.
Oh, that's the material. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. What I love is I was scrolling through your Instagram on it, and there were several of your patterns that I just found to be very innovative, because what's happened is when you make your own original stamps, then you can create your own original pattern. And so you're doing that and creating a children's clothing line?
So I have, in my clothing line, which is called Paper Girl, and you can also see it in my website, Anna Loves Color. I created all kinds of illustrations in all kinds of different techniques to create the fabrics for the dresses.
Okay.
So that's what makes them sort of unique. There's 2 or 3 dresses that I did with this method. So there's one that has like flying fishes. I think you guys have a photo of that one. That one, it's I just carved the little fishes, and I carved a block with just like one wave pattern. So that one is all the animals, and the other one, I think the blonde white one, is the one with the fishes.
Let me look. Anna, while I get this photo, why don't you tell them about the giveaway that you are doing on your website?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously, the more people that are connected to my art, the happier I am. Because I spent my whole life making art. I spent my whole life creating colorful things. So I have a lot of things to share, not only, things you can buy like the dresses, but also I have a few exciting things in the cooking, including new videos for Bloom TV.
Wonderful.
So this is actually my debut in Bloom TV, but there's a few interesting things being recorded.
Wonderful.
And I want people to know about these things when they are coming. So if you guys join my mailing list, I'm going to send you some line drawings as a thank you.
Okay.
So that you can create your own, ex libris. I mean,
Okay.
this can also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it here so that I can also use the flowers on their own, or I can add the ex libris if I'm using it on a book. And I'll send you another sheet full of different flowers just so that you feel confident about getting started with this.
Nice. I love it. So people can go to annalovescolor.com and sign up for her giveaway. And I'm going to put on the screen a couple more of your prints. We have this beautiful pink floral right here.
Exactly. And that, like, the stamps are like this size. It's just a tiny little nugget, but then you just go like crazy.
Wow. Okay. And then we have another one. Look at these butterflies. How
Exactly.
cute.
That's I think this guy.
Okay.
So that is a greeting, a thank you note that I use. Every time I have to send a thank you note to somebody. Let me pull that out from my little drawer.
Yeah.
I love that. So
they sell these things that are basically it's the card. We are going to stamp a couple right now.
Okay. Let's do that. I love any type of customized thank you cards or customized any type of, when someone places an order or I love being able to have your branding included in anything customized like that.
Yeah. And even, you can, I've stamped posters that somebody bought for their daughter's room. I bought, I've stamped like crazy, just like a roll of paper and use it to wrap Christmas gifts, for example. So there's some limited things that we can do. So before I move on to paper, is there any question around the carving?
I don't think so. I just need to practice and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, once you get started, you won't want to stop. And let me show some of the ones that are finished. So let me, for example, these little leaves. Once I carved like the silhouette, you see how I went back in and I carved like the little details in the leaves.
Yes.
You can totally do something like that, or you can do, I mean, this guy I love. This is
yes,
like
and Tasha Watkins
dude.
is saying,
oh, that's so pretty.
Tasha says, I could use this for my bookmaking. She wants to make books, handmade books. And so she's talking about customizing them and stamping them herself. Laura could not see the name of the large polymer. What's it called? Because Google is not helping today.
Yeah. So you can, so this is the brand, Speedball. Is it upside down? Yes, Speedball.
Speedball. Got it. Thank you.
Speedball makes this material and makes this thing, the tool. So if you look Speedball for lino cut, like LINO cut, you will start seeing all these materials. This particular thing is called, the brand is called, not the brand, the product name is Speedy Cut. All right, so let me grab for stamping, let's move these things out of the way. Actually, I'm going to use these.
Anna, I know that you have such a strong desire and passion for what you're doing. And, informing your community and really collectively building this, and really, really trying to build this. Is this something that you've always been doing as a young girl? Was this something that you did with your parents or your family or siblings?
So there was a level of artistry in my family. Like my mother was an amazing knitter and she liked the flower arrangement. So there was always like creativity. My grandfather was an art collector, so there was always art on the walls of everybody. But I knew I wanted to draw since I was tiny. Like I have, I wish you could, like, if you switch me, actually, let me tilt the camera for a minute.
Of course. Whatever
we are
you need to do. I know it's been hard. We were actually hoping you all that we would have 2 cameras set up on Anna so you could see overhead, but you know, the social media thing and the interwebs, it just, it does what it wants to do. You
Sometimes
just
it
gotta
doesn't.
roll.
And that's the beauty. So, for example, you see that angel thingy here looking? Like I painted that when I was 6. On the other side of my studio, I have actual color palettes that I painted when I was 5, because I was already like, ooh, you can mix colors with this. So,
I love that.
I've always been an artist since I was a tiny kid, and always you see my Christmas cards to Santa Claus, and I'm asking for markers and paper, and I mean, I never played with Barbies or any kind of those kind of things. It was always like obsessively art materials. I studied graphic design.
Okay.
So a lot of my work is graphic design oriented, but I still like bringing creative stuff into graphic design. So my design is also very artistic in a way.
Yeah.
And
it shows.
Basically the only thing I've done my whole life is art related.
Yeah, it shows too. Your passion really shines through in everything that you're doing. It's really
incredible. Are we ready?
Yep, let's do it. Go.
We're ready.
So you see, I was just going to say, there's ink that is called archival. This is going to last longer. Like it's light fast, it's a slightly more professional if you're doing something that you're going to frame. But there's all kinds of color pads like this you can buy in art stores, but you can also find them in Joann's. This is just like this was a kitty craft kind of ink.
Okay.
So here we go.
Okay. And you're just randomly, you're not thinking about your composition, or you're doing it because it's intuitive. But
right now I'm doing it just randomly.
Okay.
And but I mean, just look at that.
Oh,
you did that.
Beautiful.
And I carved that like in 1 second.
Now she's bragging. Now she's just bragging.
I wish.
No, really. This thing is like so fast, and then you just go with it.
Yes.
I mean, for example, look at the flowers in my blouse.
Yes.
They are like pretty simple flowers. So, that's something you can totally do. Like, and you see, like here I'm going double on some of the little stamps.
Will you be making videos like this on Bloom TV Network?
Yeah, like this, I'm going to do an extended version so that we can go into other more complicated, maybe printing techniques using these things. But my first video that I'm producing is a very interesting technique that you basically use the sun. Let me show how we are doing here.
Beautiful.
More centered, right? Ooh,
there we go. So you see this little guy that is like nothing.
Yes.
Making that whole spray of flowers on one side. So the first video that I'm doing and releasing in September is about how to use the light of the sun to create prints on fabric. So it's a really, really cool technique. I'm gonna use my little tiny. So remember this tiny little flower?
Yes.
Here we go. Let's do a lot of this one. And I'm keeping it right now just for the sake of time, just one color, but you can have like as many colors as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're making me very excited to see your new videos on Bloom TV. I know you're one of our newer experts. So for those of you watching, she doesn't have her videos yet, but she's in the process of getting those. And Kara, remind everybody how they subscribe to Bloom TV Network and where they can find all things Bloom related.
Yeah, if you just go to bloomtvnetwork.com, I believe we have a screen we can show you. And let's see here.
I'm already here.
No, you're fine.
No.
Let's see. Bloom TV. There we go. Bloomtvnetwork.com. If you go to the upper left-hand side, you can watch Bloom TV Network right there. But we also have a Flowers and Friends tab. If you go there, you'll be able to see all of the episodes. We're on episode 18 now. And you'll be able to sign up for our newsletter and giveaway. And we actually have a giveaway winner for this week.
Yes, we do.
Sign up, and look like Sue Hall won our giveaway this week. Yay.
Congratulations, Sue Hall. I also shipped paint out last week to the winner who you have, that's the trigger. You have, Sue, we can't find you, so you'll have to email us. You have to let us know so we can get your address, and then we can ship you paint and also give you a annual subscription to the Blooms.
Wow.
It's like the best thing ever. It's such a great gift, I'm telling you.
It
So
is.
Yeah.
what we want to do is just, Anna, if you don't mind showing that up close to the screen, and then we're gonna kind of close out a little bit today.
Perfect. So you see, I was just going away with random things, but you know.
Oh my gosh, you put the bug in there.
Yeah, exactly. Why not a little bug in there?
Yes.
Why not?
So, who wouldn't want to receive something like this handmade as a thank you card?
No,
Absolutely.
I would.
Absolutely. I think every single person would like to receive that, and a lot of us would enjoy doing that. I'm not going to commit like I did the water bucket, Anna. Last week I said I'm going to do the water bucket, but this week I feel a little bit intimidated by the rubber stamp, but I am going to try it. I will try it. I'm just not sure I'm going to have it ready by Friday, but you have really inspired me. And this whole month of August has really been about trying new things. It's kind of one of the topics I'm coaching in my membership group. I want them just to practice. It doesn't matter what it is, but practice something. Do something new. And this show has been a perfect tool for giving me content on what I want to try. Don't you feel like that, Anna G?
I totally agree. And I wish I would have learned how to make this before, because I would have loved to create some and send them to the people that helped make this pilot series a reality in a thank you note. I'm sure I can still do that because this is an ongoing project. I really want to take the opportunity to remind all of you here that this Friday it's going to be the premiere of an episode I made with Bloom TV.
Sunday,
I'm sorry, this Sunday.
Sunday, not Friday.
I'm sorry. This Sunday. I'm just too excited. In 2 days, I'm going to show you a quick video as to what this episode's all about. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Entusiasma grabar este episodio sobre flores comestibles porque muy poca gente sabe que existen. Me interesa saber cómo se cultivan, cuáles flores nos podemos comer. Quiero saber por qué casi no las vemos ni sabemos que existen. Así como por qué cuando nos las sirven en un platillo las hacemos a un lado y no nos las comemos. Pero sobre todo, quiero explorar la magia de una flor en la comida.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for this Sunday. Let me show you what I've been making, because I'm actually hosting a watch party. And let me tell all of you that don't speak Spanish, the video has subtitles in English. You're gonna love it. It has beautiful images. The production is so pretty. And look, I'm preparing. I have some floral
ice. You did it, girl.
You did it.
I have ice, and I have here, and I have, for those of you that just tuned in, my ice bucket, floral ice bucket, because we're going to be celebrating with champagne. Please sign up for the watch party. You can do that when you go to bloomtvnetwork.com. It's free. Anyone can watch it. And really, by you joining us, you're going to make this pilot episode into a series. So I'm sure you're going to love it.
We know you're going to love it. Did you see the energy that little video, that's that little trailer clip? You got me all like, excited. But that's the thing to remember, everybody watching, this is free. This is a free thing that you can watch and just kind of get a taste of what Anna has other videos on Bloom TV. But this is free that you can all sign up. So I've got it set on my family calendar so everybody knows it's Sunday at 1:00 Central. We're going in. Anna Bianchi, this was such a treat to sit down with you today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yay!
That's beautiful.
And you know what Anna was saying about the edible flowers is like I eat a lot of flowers and I grow flowers for eating and they're yummy. Like I'm actually turning those roses back there into a cake after we are done with this show.
Oh, wow.
Of course you are. That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
Let's see. Episode 1 of the Flowers and Friends talk show, we had Danielle Fisher on here, and she showed us how to make sugar-coated edible rose petals, which I didn't know was a thing.
Exactly.
So fun.
So those are going to be on top of the cake as caramel flowers.
Wow.
Yeah, ladies, we have no excuse not to have a really spectacular dinner party because we've all learned some really interesting things this summer, haven't we?
So many incredible things.
Yes. All right. Well, we unfortunately must end the show, which I just could talk all day about all this stuff and watch making erasers. I think that's just so fun because, you know, each print is so unique. But we must thank our sponsors for sponsoring Bloom TV and our show today. We're going to show you a quick video and come back and say goodbye.
We have built the world's first flower-focused streaming network, bringing the public educational and entertaining shows that highlight the magic of flowers. Learn how to heal through flowers, cook with flowers, design your living space to reflect nature, make crafts using florals, sustainably garden, and so much more. We are your network for all things floral. Join us at Bloom TV as we help bring beauty to the lives of people and the planet through nature's most beautiful creation, the flower.
Ooh, before we go, I want to take a moment to read what Donna wrote right here. It says, "My sisters are coming in a couple of weeks for brunch. Perfect timing for this episode." We know Flowers and Friends is full of creative ideas when you're hosting parties, when you're having your friends over, or for yourself. Time for yourself, self-love.
Absolutely, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us every single Friday. We appreciate you. We could not do the show without your support.
Yay. Please join in next week at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Why, Kara?
Well, everything is better with Flowers and Friends. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, you guys. Bye. Bye, Anna. See you.
Bye-bye.